2025 is over and it's time to make your New Year's resolution. What's it gonna be? Are you gonna become in the best shape of your life? You're gonna get six-pack abs? Are you gonna put on 50 pounds of muscle? Maybe you'll put 100 pounds onto your squat. How many times has that actually worked out for you? Think about that. Instead of these sort of outcome-based goals, I tend to prefer process-based goals, at least for New Year's resolutions. I do have some goals in mind for other things, but that's mostly for cool and fun video titles. My actual 2026 New Year's resolutions are to do the same 6 things every single day. This is something I lifted from Cal Newport, sort of, at least the spirit of it. And this is what he calls keystone habits. It's the things that you need to do every day to sort of keep your life on track, to be in line with your goals. Look into that a little bit. You might find that there's something that you could align better to your personal goals. But these are mine. I am a Christian, recent convert, or recently returned. So there's a Christian bent to this. I don't feel like I need to explain how you would do this if you weren't a Christian. You can probably figure that out. It's more or less self-explanatory. Let's address the 6 things. Hey, and if I just show it, I won't have to edit it in the video. Can everybody see that? This is high tech. Number 1 and number 6 are a bit hippy dippy, but not really, okay? Number 1 and number 6 are to be grateful, to think about some things that you're grateful for. And number 6 is ask forgiveness. From a Christian perspective, it's not quite hippie. You are literally thanking God for all of the great things in your life. And that's something I want to do as soon as I wake up every day, just to get myself thinking about how blessed I am. And it's not just the good things that have happened to me, it's also the bad things that are now in the past, things like that, okay? If you're not a Christian, I know I said I wouldn't explain myself here, but if you're not a Christian, just find some things and be thankful about it. The way I'm going to set this up is just every morning we will maybe spend at least a minute, no distractions, probably eyes closed, and just pray for thanks. Same sort of deal for the forgiveness, self-explanatory. If you are carrying around a lot of weight for things that you might have done in the past, or even just, most people experience like, imagine like, I know everybody has one of these, something embarrassing that you did, maybe an outburst of anger that you had towards someone. And if it's something that comes up in your mind a lot, just ask for forgiveness for that. Even if you don't believe there's someone to forgive you, I think it's still good to ask for forgiveness and then just say you are forgiven. If you're a Christian, God forgives everything, so just ask him for forgiveness at the end of the day. Okay? Now, the rest of these things are not prayers, so possibly a bit more applicable to a wider audience. What do we got? Number 2, watch what you eat. Track your calories. Every single day, I will be tracking my calories. I use Cronometer, Nometer. Even if it's just an approximation, I mean, all calorie counting is approximation anyway, so I don't get too serious with it. Count my calories every day. Note that that doesn't say anything about what sort of diet I'm gonna follow, just that I'm gonna have the habit of tracking my calories, which is the most important part of any diet, in my opinion. Basically, if you're already counting your calories, it gives you flexibility to bulk, to cut, to maintain. You can see what protein you're eating. You can see all kinds of stuff, right? So that is the most important thing for nutrition. Exercise. This will depend from person to person. My own personal recommendation, what I will be following is, and this is going to be hard to do, 20 minutes per day minimum. And we'll probably say all at once. Why 20 minutes per day minimum of exercise? I think the weekly recommendation, whatever, is like 150 minutes. That's like probably relatively arbitrary. But 20 minutes a day on your worst week, you're getting almost that 150 minutes that's recommended, and that's on your worst week. So we should be aiming to get at least that minimum every week. I will far exceed that. But my very worst days, I will still be getting at least 20 minutes of exercise. And what is exercise? We'll count walking as sort of the lowest form of exercise, and anything above that. So resistance training, high intensity training, and stuff like that. Number 4, take some time and plan out tomorrow. Basically a to-do list, and possibly let's just not make it any more complicated than that. It'll be a to-do list, looking at what you need to do tomorrow, also looking at your calendar. If you're not putting stuff on your calendar, I'd recommend doing that. Maybe I'll make a video in the future on multi-level planning at the weekly, quarterly, and daily levels, which is also a Cal Newport-ism. Every night, plan what you're going to do tomorrow. That's basically just going to give you something to look at for the next day so that you stay on track. Last one, read one page of the same book every day. I think it's obvious what my choice is going to be. Going to read the Bible, but I think this is helpful for anyone. If you've got a life philosophy, you should probably read the seminal work on that life philosophy every day and study it. If you don't have a life philosophy, I would suggest you start taking a look. And obviously my suggestion would be the Bible, especially if you are living in the West, just because it will give you a lot of context for the reason things are the way they are. But that's basically it. These 6 daily habits will keep me on track to basically align myself with the important things in my life. And it also will lend itself to a daily schedule. You wake up and pray. Throughout the day, you watch what you eat. For me, after work, it'll be exercise. And then at night, you go through the last 3. You make your plan for tomorrow. I'll probably pray after that, and then I'll read one page of the Bible. This was kind of a personal video. I don't talk about my personal stuff like religion and things like that, but I just care less and less about putting that out there lately. And I hope that more people will be open to talking about this kind of thing as well. This is a long video. I thought it would be. Last part of the video, how do we keep track of these 6 things? You might have already seen it on this page. Here's how and don't mind the stain here, we've got some coffee. Here's 1-1, this is just an example. We've got our 6 labels here. And at the end of the night during your plan tomorrow, go through and check off that you've done all these things. Maybe look at it throughout the day. So let's just assume that I did all of my habits. We've done a circle for that. Okay. And then we'll pretend like now we're on January 2nd. Simply do the same thing and connect the line. This is the don't break the chain idea from probably Atomic Habits. I think that's where I got that from. And at the end of the year, we'll have a 365 long chain if everything goes correctly. I think I've chosen these to be reasonable. They don't look like much, but doing these every day for 365 days is quite a task, believe me. I'll probably update you on this stuff to keep myself accountable. That's mostly what this channel is, accountability. I'm gonna try not to be too much of a guru. I don't want to talk like a guru or say that I know very much about anything. I don't. But I have undergone a lot of failed resolutions, plans, and things like that. And this is one of the things that has worked for me. So consider this for your New Year's resolutions. That's all for me. I'll see you tomorrow in the gym.